Okay, so to start this project off, I had to get some measurements for the height of the stairs so I could figure out the correct sizes for the posts that I would be needing. Now, because there's already a handrail installed on the other side of these steps, I want what I create to match. So I took a moment to measure the angle of the handrail that already was there so that mine could be created with that same slope. Using my speed square, I got a measurement of 22.5 degrees. Now that I have the measurements for my posts, let's mark them so I can cut them out. I'm now ready to cut out the posts. But first, a father-son pose off. Oh, who am I kidding? I was never gonna beat this guy. Okay, how about I leave the catwalk to the professionals and get back to my workshop and finish this job. Time to use the chop saw and cut these posts to length. With the posts cut to length, all that's needed now is to measure and mark the positions for drilling the holes for the mounting hardware. Okay, so now that I'm out here, I've already marked the positions for the holes in the concrete, but I'm gonna have to drive some cement anchors, which means I won't be able to use a normal drill, so I've been told, but instead something called a hammer drill. So as weird as that sounds, I've got my hammer drill, and let's give this a shot. With the holes created, the next step was to insert the concrete anchors. Okay, now that I've seated both of the anchors, I'm going to do a quick test fit to make sure everything's still good. Okay, looking good. I don't want to put this down all the way yet because if I leave this wood up against this cement, I'm asking for problems later on. Even though it is pressure treated, I want to protect that wood to cement interface, keep water from living in that gap or in that area. So I'm going to put some flashing down, and then I'll go ahead and seat it. Okay, so I've marked the place where the holes need to be cut in here so they'll fit around the bolts. Right there. I'll cut those out and then I will put it down onto the piece of wood. One thing that I didn't mention was that in order to ensure that no water could get between the flashing and the wood, I put down construction adhesive on the face of the wood that would be in contact with the flashing. That just made sure that once the adhesive was dry,
I would have a watertight barrier that would keep moisture out of that interface. With the post completely seated on those anchor bolts, all that needed to be done was to tighten them down and then move on to installing the lower post. This was done in just the same way as I've already described on this middle post. Okay, I want to take a minute to point out something that might be useful about the installation for this handrail. So here we have the stairs. We have the bottom post, the middle post, and the top post. Now, if we look at basic geometry, remember that a line is defined by 2 points in space, like that. That's not a very straight line, but you get it. Now, the 2 points here, 1, 2, are enough to define the angle for the handrail. This third one, however, is extra, which means it's over-defined. So there's a possibility that this one could be too high or be too low, and that would affect the appearance of the top handrail. So what I decided to do was to install the middle and bottom posts and then connect the handrail to them like this. And then when it came time to install the third post, I could just mark the position of the post based off of where the handrail fell. So I'd be guaranteed to not interrupt this straight line defined by the previous 2 posts. Okay, let's get to the final reveal, shall we?